How long does it take to mine one Bitcoin? This is the most frequent question that I get in my comments and DMs every single time that I talk about Bitcoin mining. I got it. I will give you all the numbers and different calculations that you need to know about the mining of a whole Bitcoin. You could mine one Bitcoin per day, per week, per month, one Bitcoin per year, or in 10 years or in 100 years. This is dependent on several factors when it comes to the amount of power that you give to the network to produce to get this share from the reward of Bitcoin mining, or from the difficulty, from the Bitcoin halving, etc. So in this video, I will give you guys all the necessary information that you need to know, how much you're going to need to mine one Bitcoin, what it takes when it comes to investment, and also the most important right now in 2026, especially if you are really interested in investing in Bitcoin mining. So if you agree with me, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this in the future, and let's jump into it. So if you wanted to mine one Bitcoin, a whole Bitcoin per day, which this by the way is worth of $90,000 to $100,000 at the current moment of shooting this video, you're going to need 9,350 miners. It's a huge amount of miners. Miners are the hardwares, I'm pretty sure that most of you know already, that have a specific amount of power, this one here. So actually it's mostly dependent on the terahash that you have in the network. And if you want to mine a whole Bitcoin per month, then we're talking about different numbers. So for example, we go here to a more advanced calculator where we can see exactly how much does it take for what period of time. The most important here is when do you want this Bitcoin mined? In 1 year, in 1 day, in 10 days, in 1 month, in 3 years, 5 years. Here we have this calculator, so we have the consumption of the power, the terahash, the price of electricity. All this we can leave it aside for the moment, or we can keep it. But let's just put, for example, 30 miners here for 1 year period of time. These miners, they can produce a whole Bitcoin for you, 1.0643, something more than one Bitcoin. So you're gonna need 30 miners for 1 year to make one Bitcoin. And if you want one Bitcoin per month, if you want something more than that, then you just have to add 1 0 to the amount of miners. So you just add 1 0 here, then you are at 10 Bitcoins per year, but you are then at 1 Bitcoin per month. Well, why is 10 Bitcoins per year and not 12 Bitcoin per year, actually 10.6 if there is 1 Bitcoin per month? Well, this is something very important that you should know. There are several factors that affects the Bitcoin mine production. So of course, number one, based on this one here, the amount of power that you provide based on the amount of the miners, because they have specific power. And then the next one is the difficulty. So the difficulty is something that changes sometimes almost every day at some percentage for sure, but significantly every week. And another one is the halving that occurs every 4 years. The last halving happened about 21 months ago, and the next one will be around April of 2028. So one good thing that you have here with this calculator that we developed recently, and right now is the most advanced AI Bitcoin mining calculator in the world, because what it does here is that it looks the difficulty in the past and calculates based on the increase of the difficulty in the past and does the math, the calculation for the difficulty in the future. And this is the most accurate one. Again, this is a calculator. You can do different maths and different examples yourself, but this here is right now the most advanced calculator to have a most accurate when it comes to the prediction of the Bitcoin mining. And of course, from 1 to 12 months, it's way easier to predict the difficulty. And actually, recently, the difficulty is dropping due to the Bitcoin price in the market dropping. So what the difficulty means here, if you don't know, is more people joining to the Bitcoin mining, less Bitcoin shared to the people, to the rest of the people, because there is a specific amount of Bitcoins that get produced every single day, no matter how much is the amount of the miners. And that's for the entire Bitcoin. And those Bitcoins are 450 per day. Okay, not for you specifically, because if you increase, if one day you have 1,000 miners and then you buy another day 500 miners, of course your increase in profit it will increase. Probably the decrease will be so small for you specifically, because right now are more than 3 million miners worldwide. But yeah, so this is exactly the difficulty. So which means when Bitcoin price stops dropping down, it gets lower, and when Bitcoin price goes up, more people start doing Bitcoin mining and goes up. But the good thing here is that you can predict with more certainty what will happen with the Bitcoin mining. So now then we come to the Bitcoin miners. So you have different Bitcoin miners right now in the market, and also in the future. The best with the best ROI, return of investment in the market, are these ones, for example, either from Avalon or Bitmain. Of course, every time they can be Hydro, they can be different one, new generation miners, etc. So I'm just doing the maths with the existing miners in the market. And of course, any time in the future that you want to do the maths yourself and to calculate how long does it take to do anything, or to just see the profits, which we will see also in a few minutes from now, you can just come to the visit this calculator and put the numbers here and see how long does it take. And if we just take an average example for an average retail investor, 30 miners, which is about $100 to $220,000 of investment, take right now 1 year to mine a whole Bitcoin. This is 1 year for 30 miners. Now, Bitcoin mining in general is a way to accumulate more Bitcoin in a discount, more than buying itself. And I'll just share with you guys a strategy that can blow your mind about how much profit you can make with Bitcoin mining when you use this strategy that you can increase up to 200% your profit. So maybe it sounds crazy to some of you, but I will just share the numbers and then you do the math and you play with that yourself. For example, something very simple and specific here is that when you do Bitcoin mining, you mine Bitcoin, you have usually one cost, which is electricity. Then of course you have operations. Otherwise you have some management fees or higher electricity price. It depends on the deals that you do. If you do with us, we usually give low electricity cost and management fees, but it can be any time, any custom deal actually. And it depends also on the amount of the investment that somebody does. So just let's run some simple math for you to not complicate it, because I don't know what is the level of understanding of each one of you that you're watching this video right now. When you do Bitcoin mine, you mine Bitcoin, as I said before. So here, for example, you can also calculate the profits, how much will be the net profit. And if you check it right now with the current Bitcoin mining price, etc., for 1 year, or we can go for a 5-year period of time, because Bitcoin mining, when you buy miners, usually are close to 5 years that will produce. So if we go to that 5 years period of time, you're going to mine in total 2.79 Bitcoin, which means it will be gross $487,000 with the current Bitcoin price. And from this one, $262,000 the electricity cost. So now here is the trick. It looks like it's about 40, 50, 55 to 45, something, the ratio between the electricity cost and the gross income. And this here is the net profit, $225,000 after 5 years. So it's still a huge investment. It's super good investment. Still you're in very good profit, etc. in many ways. But one strategy that I use it since I started Bitcoin mining in Dubai in 2023, almost 3.5 years ago, when I started Bitcoin mining, Bitcoin at that point was at $25,000. And for about 6 months, whatever I accumulated that time, I hold it. I didn't sell it until Bitcoin reached $109,000. And just by holding it, I increased my profit close to 400%. And that's what you can do also with your Bitcoin mining investment, which means very simple that if you do Bitcoin mining today and you hold this for at least next 3, 4, 5 years or 5 years, and you sell this at the end of the 5-year cycle of Bitcoin mining, then you can also, of course, predict the Bitcoin price in different range from now. And let's say that Bitcoin price goes only 90% up for the next 5 years, which by the way is expected to go way higher. There are huge predictions like will go $1 million by 2030 or 2035, etc. So then in this case, you can expect higher profits, which you can see here. This one just in the calculator doesn't change. You can see here on the top. So if you, because there's another metric here. So in total, the baseline is that with the current price, you make $225,000. So some people are very chicken, sorry for that, but they cannot see higher numbers because they always want to calculate so-called the worst case scenario. And guys, when you invest in Bitcoin mining, it's a volatile asset. So you cannot calculate with the current price because it's more sure that a comet or something will hit the planet Earth than Bitcoin staying in exact same price for 5 years. So you have to calculate in different scenarios, and that's how you actually plan ahead of your Bitcoin mining investment. Otherwise, if you don't see Bitcoin in different price ranges in the future, there's no reason to actually invest in it in the first place. And let's say that you implement that, you hold and you sell later on time the Bitcoin, then just check the numbers, what will happen. Check these numbers here, the actual strategy net profit. This is the net profit, strategy net, which will change if you just sell it at what is right now with 0 plus another 10%, which is with the AI boosting that we have in our business. Yeah, you have different other scenarios here, a more aggressive base. This is a very base scenario, but if you just use the strategy to sell BTC at the higher price, if you go, for example, 100%, then this is your actual net profit from this investment. I know that a lot of you may be shocked to see like, oh, this is huge. This is 705,000 with 30 miners, which will cost me about 100 to 120,000. Well, this is the numbers. Those are the numbers. And if you hold it more and you sell BTC at the higher price, just look at the numbers. This is the net strategy profit from this one. So I'll just let you guys to play with this calculator. We'll put it down below in the description. Let me know down below in the comment if you have any questions so far from what we said, and what would you want to be the next video about Bitcoin mining? What else would you want me to actually cover? Also, you can download here a PDF report with all these different numbers. You can have a very detailed PDF report so you can check it. You can discuss with your partners, your friends, your partner, your spouse, your husband, your wife, and do your math and your planning for Bitcoin mining investment. So that's all I got for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Smash the like button, subscribe to this channel for more videos like this in the future, and see you in the next one.